Someone left a comment, player 7 or something, I can't remember. Yeah, dope comment, thanks anyway. It's really strange how this stuff works, because on a 3D level, he's asking me a question, right? And in the consciousness level, I was actually going to talk about the same thing. Bro, I'm telling you, this whole thing's crazy. Anyway, his question was about archons, right? And what exists outside of consciousness. This question is is actually really, really, really simple, but really, really complex at the same time. But before we get there, I also wanted to talk about, actually, let's just focus on one topic. We'll talk about that another day. So in relation to archons, right? What do we know? We know that in ancient Sumeria, supposedly some beings came from another world. They taught us all the arts and sciences and stuff like that, including cloning, preserved their DNA material in the tombs and stuff. Or no, actually, they came and went. I'm mixing Egypt and Sumeria. I beg your pardon. So they came here, they taught us stuff, and then they came with these really cool spaceships, and they wore watches, and they had tablets, and they wore purses, and all this other shit, right? And they were really, really big, big as, like they could essentially, lions look like cats to them, or like dogs, should I say, in terms of their size and, everything else. And they left like tablets and hieroglyphs and whatever, right? And then the story kind of then blacks out, but apparently they live on another planet maybe, and there's two brothers, Enki and Leo, and like basically it's the same thing about good and evil, which is the same thing as Horus and Set, which is the same thing as God and the devil, is the same thing. Yeah, the same. They're just archetypes. See, the archons and all these things, they're archetypes. When I say archetypes, they're like just different archetypes to explain the dance that consciousness is going through, right? So what do I mean by that? It's like when you think about these beings. Okay, so these beings came from another world and they cloned themselves here, blah, blah, blah. They did all this stuff, right? They're of a high intelligence. But yet here we are understanding what they did. So how high was the intelligence really? Do you understand? Like whatever they left, we have been able to kind of like understand. Okay, maybe we might not be able to replicate the pyramids. We might not be able to replicate Ramses and the mathematical precision and stuff like that. Maybe we haven't got the technology, but we have ChatGPT. We have Google. We have social media, FaceTime. Yeah, we have technology, but it's, guys, the whole consciousness thing, right? It's all about so consciousness is one energy, right? How it organizes itself and presents itself is up to it, right? So in one combination, consciousness is the Anunnaki. It's the same thing, yeah, with its different variables and different technology, blah, blah. You reconstitute that and you have human beings of 2024, yeah, zombified human beings of 2024, yeah, it's the same. We also have the technology, and we also, we have our things that we have also kind of done. If we leave hieroglyphs, right, and then this iteration of humanity gets washed away, and another iteration of life as human beings spawns here again, right? They will see them and we will be to them the blah blah blah, the humans of 2024. Like, there is no way we can even know or begin to fathom what is outside of consciousness. Let me explain what I mean, and I think I made a video back along talking about this. So a bacteria, let me not use that example. Let me use a better example. Okay, so you've got all the cells in your body, yeah? All your red blood cells, white blood cells, blah, 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 whatever. Like you're because we're all just expression of the body, yeah. The body is just an expression of it, and part of it is the cells, the bones, the this, the that. But we are just one body, yeah. Now you're a lymphocyte, yeah. You're a type of white blood cell, yeah. This expression of consciousness, and I'm also a lymphocyte, or fact, whatever, yeah. I'm also here, you're there, right? Cool. We are the expressions of consciousness at that frequency, so we can communicate, and we have our purposes and our jobs to do in the bigger, yeah, interplay of consciousness experiencing itself. There is no way me and you can know what the body is doing outside of the body, or what the reality of the body outside is doing. It's way above our station. Do you understand? Like, I use the example of Mario. So say for instance you're playing Mario, and it's this really advanced video game, you know, Mario, GTA, whatever game you like, yeah, Call of Duty, I don't care, whatever. And the character becomes sentient, becomes aware that he's a character in the game, and he knows that he's being powered by a force, an energy outside of his cinematic 3D reality, right? He becomes aware of that. Yeah, perhaps he can commune with them, because perhaps he can really tap in, share some memory, share some knowledge, whatever. He can do that, yeah. But to actually have an understanding of the reality in which the higher version that's powering him lives in is impossible. It's literally impossible. And all these stories are just there to explain the unexplainable, you know, to create the balance, to make you understand the balance of duality, the spectrum of duality that we live in, right? So it's good and evil, Enki and Endo, oh, they're fighting, and then they spawn these people, and they've left these guys there, and these guys are, you know, and then they have these bloodlines, and then blah, 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 and then, you know, the ancient Egyptians, you know, they flew in spaceships and shit like that. Bro, we this iteration of humanity created the Concorde. I don't know if I've actually been in Concorde. Like, if you see it in real life and you think about when it was created, it's crazy. It's crazy. If you can, go to New York. There was, this is a few years ago, I don't know if it's still there. There was an exhibition on some warship, the Intrepid. I don't know if it's still there. Go check it out. Like, check it out. And there's another one in the UK as well. Check it out. You'll be mind blown. We created Apache helicopters, you know, Sikorsky's. We've got Chinooks. We've invented some pretty crazy technology also. So when you actually reflect, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you kind of put them side by side, yeah, the Anunnaki and us, yeah, it's just a story that's trying to explain us to us. You know, they came from another world, and then they taught us all these things. Okay, they taught us all these things, right? But how can we actually verify that they taught us anything? Because those inscriptions on those walls, right? The hieroglyphs and those things, it's always humans that make it. Like, if you think about Egypt, people made the hieroglyphs, right? Because the gods themselves, they are from another dimension. So whatever the language is, that has to be kind of passed on for future generations, has to be understood by humans. So it will be something that humans create for other humans to be able to understand. Yeah. So the hieroglyphs themselves were created by people. Do you understand? So if those people had those techniques back then, like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. And it's like, oh yeah, they showed us how to make weapons and blah, 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 blah. Okay. But then, you know, humans all over the world just know how to make weapons, right? So if you go to Africa, in the deepest, darkest bush, yeah, the deepest, darkest tribe, they have weapons. Did Anunnaki go there? No, they don't have shit to do with the Anunnaki. You know, go to the Pacific Islands, go to the Cook Islands, go and see the Maoris. They've got weapons. They don't know anything about Anunnaki. Do you understand? So it's a story about you trying to explain you to yourself. You have come from another dimension. Yeah? And you're here. You can clone yourself by reproduction. It's metaphor and allegory. All these things are stories, yeah? Don't latch onto them. Stories. Bro, it's literal stories, yeah? Fairy tales that we tell ourselves, and then we just go off in Wonderland. That's all. Because we are actually Wonderland in human flesh. You understand? Anyway, yeah, so that's that. It's a story about yourself, man. It's a story about you. It's a story about you. You can't verify the existence of it anyway in the grand scheme of things. You can't actually verify that it actually happened how they said it happened. You know, because you weren't there. You can't verify, oh yeah, you know, this book or that book. Bro, if you know how the matrix works and technology works and the reality works, you know that, you know, so all these things you have to understand. Like, don't put anything above God. Do you understand? There's nothing above God as far as we are concerned in this 3D dimension. There's nothing above God. There's nothing above consciousness. There's nothing above life. Life itself is life, bro. It's the whole show, right? So for people that are experiencing life, living in life, an expression of life, telling other people or other humans, and this is why I always maintain the NPC theory, but we'll get to it, and the video games construct thing, you know, for other beings to be convincing other beings that, hey, listen, there are other beings that came from another world outside of here, blah, 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 and they're this and they're that, and they're this and they're that, they're this and they're that. What purpose does that serve? It just limits you. It just limits you. It just keeps you anchored to this reality as a human, but you're not a human. We've established that. Like, if we don't, we've established that. Listen to my last few videos, if for like shorter versions, go deeper if you want. But we've established that you are consciousness in human form. We've established that. That's just done deal, closed book, you know. So it just limits you. All these stories are designed to limit you, right? So the Anunnaki are gonna come back again and like what you live on, you don't even understand. The luminaries above your head, you don't even understand. Their patterns, you don't understand. Their why, reasons, what, you don't understand. The wandering stars, you don't understand. The comets, you don't understand. The sun, you don't understand. You don't understand them. You don't understand any of it. Do you understand? So, you don't understand any of it. So, limit it because it's you that's just expressing itself, yeah? But you don't remember all your powers. So you don't remember. You don't remember. You just don't remember. So by you then going on, oh yeah, the Anunnaki, blah 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 blah, then it just places and it makes you create another world outside of your world, which is more powerful, more advanced, more this, more that, more this, more that, and we've established that manifestation is real, yeah. So you create it and it becomes real in your reality, but it's not real because ultimately you are the reality itself. You are the reality. Like, you are the you're the reality, man. You're the reality. Yeah, it's you. Even though it feels like you're experiencing it, you're not really. You're kind of like you're experiencing. I don't know how to explain it. Shit. Anyway, that's it for that Anunnaki, bro.